It's almost like my mind and my mouth act individually, and they don't act in concert with each other. They act in contrast of each other. And when that happens, I find myself screaming your name out because I want you to see me. All my life I've been unseen. I want you to see me. Knowing this, the unseen, right? The unseen God. It says faith is the substance of things hoped for. You are doing this thing, God. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I had a Bible scripture in Genesis 32 that I was supposed to speak on, and I have not picked up the Bible. Because sitting open, I haven't picked it up because God keeps leading me back to this. This is the fourth time He's leading me back to this. So I'm going ahead and yield to it, right? So the faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, the evidence of things unseen, right? If God is the unseen God, right? We are supposed to believe that He's there with us, right? By faith. You can't see me because I operate by faith. I need to know. I need you to know. I need you to know. Stop going by your sense. Is your mind, will, and emotion senses, right? Let go of your senses. Let go of the sight. We walk by faith and not by sight. Let go of the sight in you and go by faith. You don't need to hear me say it. You know what I said in my word, and you trust me, don't you? He's a God that is unseen. And the unseen said, about this time next year, I will return. And Sarah will have a son. Did you catch it? About this time, for such a time as this, in this time. Who knows if you were brought to the kingdom for such a time as this, in this time, right? I pay attention to every word that comes out of a person's mouth. I sat there in front of my pastor. I said, I wish I had a tape recorder. While he was talking, I wish I had a tape recorder. Because I would have listened to that thing over and over and over and over. I wouldn't be able to come back and recite the session I had with him to him. Next Sunday. I don't play. If he tell me to do something, I'm going to do it. But I'm doing so good. I'm doing so good. I'm be the rightest of the rightest. But Jamie, this is not a competition. Yes, it is. You're not competing with nobody. Yes, I am. Myself. Can I get it right and not mess this thing up again? I have help now, right? I may not have exactly what I want. Or I may not have it yet. I don't know. But I know. All I know is that I'm walking forward and my head is facing straight forward. About fixing your eyes on Jesus, who is the author and finisher of your faith. My eyes are fixed forward. I am a mess if I am walking forward and looking backwards. I'm Lot's wife, who I'm telling y'all got the same fate. Or I am driving in a car and looking to the right while somebody is on the road in the parkway next to me in the next lane. I am where the mind goes, the body follows. So when the mind goes, if you drive forward, looking forward, and you turn your head right, your hands will go right. You will turn the steering wheel. Because where the mind goes, the body follows. So your body is naturally going to follow where your mind is going. Your body ain't crazy. You are. See, your body not going to your hands are not crazy. You are. They know their hands know what to do. They're programmed by God. If you go to the right, you look right, it's going to go to the right. It go to the left because you looking right. Think about how crazy that will look. For a second, just think. So this is amazing, the tent meeting, this first tent meeting. Before Moses, Sarah done messed up because she said, yeah, right. And here's where Moses messed up. I return this time next year, at about this time next year, and Sarah will have a son. Do you know what we're missing? I will return. Jesus is returning. Are you going to be where he's at? Jesus is returning, right? Will you know? Talking about Mary, did you know? I don't care about Mary. I never heard that song before I came to Hagerstown. Mary, did you know? Who's Mary? I don't care about Mary. He's not even in her genealogy. He said, my father ain't David, and David is her father. David is Joseph's father. She is Joseph's cousin. 3 steps over, 4 times under, and twice removed. She is Joseph's cousin, but that David is her daddy, Joseph's daddy. He said that the blind Bartimaeus, so after the people who healed blind Bartimaeus, who called him the son of David, have mercy on me. She said, why do you keep calling me son of David? That ain't my daddy. I'm before David and after. So if he's saying it, he confirmed it. That ain't his daddy, which means, Mary, did you know? She can know whatever she want to know. Go ahead, Mary, know that. I I know Jesus, the Son of God, the author and finisher of my faith. I know Jesus, a priest after the order of Melchizedek. I know Jesus, oh God, he rescues me. He is the capital M-A-N, to my Jacob, to my Israel, to my Abraham. Meet me, but don't fisticuffs me, Jesus. Please, I know Jesus. Oh, I don't want to meet him in fisticuffs, though. I want to meet him in fisticuffs. I know Jesus who stood in the mouths of the lions. I know Jesus. He went into the den to shut the mouth of the lions. I know Jesus. When I Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego me, step up in the fire and be my lo, I see 4 men loose in the fourth that looks like the Son of God to me. Nebuchadnezzar said he saw Jesus. I know Jesus. Mary, you know some stuff. And at the end, she learned it. But I know Jesus. Don't I? I know Jesus. Hey, he said, daughter. Oh, I need to hear Jesus say that. But before I can appreciate Jesus saying that, I want a father to figure to say that to me. I want a father to say it. I keep going around adopting parents because nobody wanted to adopt me. I know Jesus, but I know me, and I know it's easy for me to appreciate and know what the Father would do and understand God the Father and his motives. I look at Pastor David and I'm like, Every time he do something, every time he say something, I'm trying to figure him out. Always. I watch him. I'm trying to figure him out. What does that mean? Because that's a smart man. I know Jesus. Somebody's trying to figure him out because I know he's a great father. And I know Miss Andrea, I don't know her well, right? But I watch her with her kids. I watch her well enough to know I know she's a great mother. I know God is a good father. I know Pastor Dave's a great father. I know she's a great mother. And I don't care how old I am. I want a mother and father in the spirit. I want it. But I'm not longing for it. I want a husband. I want a king. I want a king and a king to be. Remember, I put a ring on my finger, change my name, but don't give me a nickname and give me a name with a ring to it. No, I want a name with a ring to it. Counterfeits will give you a name with a ring to it. Just give you a name with a ring to it. You don't get no ring out of it. You get a name with a ring to it. But I want the name in the ring. I want the last name in the ring. I want the last name to be like my last name. I want somebody to claim me. I want a father to actually give me to them. I want a dowry. I want it. And I want actual physical dowry. But the image of dowry has to be in my head, right? I am my dowry. And Jesus is the chest. So I don't need a physical dowry, but I want the Son of Man who died for me to be my daddy, right? He's my big brother, though. So I have that, and I got my big brother. I got my father, and the Father in heaven is hard, right? Because I don't know what the Father looks like. I don't even know how to treat him like a father. And I didn't realize I wasn't treating him like a father until he said, "You treat me like a friend." Y'all know what's important? We're going back to Abraham in a minute. Father of many nations. God is the father of every nation. Remember how that is? I am that I am. Who shall I say sent me? He knew who sent him. You don't talk to no voice coming out no bush. In the desert, why you by yourself? You want to talk to a bush? I don't talk to George Bush in the desert by myself. George W. Bush, George the second Bush. I don't know nobody's Bush in the desert. You crazy? Who shall I say sent me? You know. He asked Jacob his name. Jacob said, "So what's your name?" "What you mean, what's my name?" That's why your hip got touched. But y'all know it's so important that I know who God the Father is and I entreat him. All of us to know God the Father better. And y'all know it's so important that I know who God the Father is and I treat him as God the Father. Because God the Father, first of all, he said he would never leave me, right? So I am still confused because everybody that's come into my life that said they would never leave me left me on the side of the road. And with that being said, Foster Nest came up in me and people came into my life and said, "We'll take you in," but they never said, "I will claim you." So I didn't have anybody that wanted me. I'll take you in and claim you. See how the words are different? But if I have a Father in the Spirit, I don't care. Yell at me, kick me, break my legs if you have to. I want to know you. Because if I know you, I can see what the Father. That's how you know how to treat God the Father. That's why I say I am God the Father. Because people know, you don't know much when you come out the womb, but you know your mama, you know your father. And so you know how to treat them and respect them. And you know what looks like them. You know what looks like a good father. Because you have an example before you. Somebody who loves you and cares about you. Or at least they did in the Little House on the Prairie. I watched that show. But I know he's supposed to be a picture of. And me getting my ideas and concepts from the TV still has me having God in the friend category. So I want a Father in the Spirit that will know God, but show me. And still love God, but love me and teach me, right? And mentor me. I want a Father in the Spirit. And I don't care how it looks. How you look. I'm black, you purple. I don't care. I looked at Pastor Randy and was like, Father in the Spirit. No. He would have been okay with it, I think, but it just didn't click. Right? We talked about the Bible every day, but it just didn't click. Click, right? Didn't click in. Okay, I get it. Because when a baby is born, right, they have an affinity because the DNA matches should have affinity to their father and know who their mother is. If I saw my father, he wouldn't know me. And I wouldn't know him. But when the Father saw me, I want to know him, right? He said that I may know him, the power of suffering, the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, being made conformable, not conformed. You're not supposed to be conformed, right? We talk about that in Romans 12, 1 and 2, right? Being made conformable to his death. How can I die for you? How can I pick up my cross and follow you if I have a cross I'm supposed to die? How can I die with you and for you for the same cause as you if I don't know what the Father looks like and I still have you in the category of a friend? I'm just venting, y'all. How will I ever know how to treat God the Father if I don't have a Father to entreat me, teach me how to, what does the Father look like? Is he a Father like my Father? Will he rape me? Bless me? Beat me? Upside down until my skin feels like it's falling off? Because I was crying. Is that what a father does? I don't know. But God is here. No. He's at the tent, right? The tent of the meeting. Meet me at the tent. The tent, the tree. Here's the thing. What this tells me is that Jesus was standing right outside the tent and rang the doorbell. Ding dong! He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. Does that apply to tents too? Because he was there outside the tent, and he said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. He said that to us, right? All right? If any man, come to me, I'll come get me, open up the door, and I'll sup with him. Now, here's the thing. He was outside the tent. He had to be. That time next year, he was outside the tent. When Sarah had that baby, he was outside the tent at that time next year because he said he would be. He's the way, the truth, and the light. He don't lie. So if he tells me he's going to meet me, if he tells you he's going to meet you, like I told them on the CBS call, I said, y'all mess up because y'all follow behind Abraham, which y'all don't realize. So Abraham had a test. Woe is us, woe is us. God said, Abraham, burn your own son. Woe is us, woe is us. Y'all woe in Abraham, woefully. Abraham messed up. Abraham was supposed to meet God at the terebinth tree outside of the tent. He was inside enjoying the gift too much with Sarah when he should have been meeting God with its second clause. Abraham never sacrificed or met God in a sacrifice. You don't hear about him doing that before that time. Him and Job was on earth at the same time. And Job was sacrificing too much for his kids. And Abraham was not sacrificing at all with his kids. So at that time, God needed to test Abraham to let him know, listen, I gave you the gift. Don't treat me like I'm the test. I am the testator. I gave you the gift. Don't make me your gift maker. Right? I am the father. He said, Abraham, I am your father. Luke, I am your father. See, Abraham had a terror. He had a terror that taught him how to entreat the Father. So I want to know him. Before I leave this earth, I want to know him as a father. God, however you want to do it, I'm up to it. I'll read about it some more, right? Because that hasn't been working, right? Just reading about it, right? But I'll read about it. You know I pray about it. That's what I do. I've been praying all my life. Since the first time, my older sister, I remember, she went to my mother and she said, I'm PO'd, right? And my mother said, why? She could talk about her feelings because after we left him, my mother realized that my older sister was lying, that he tore her insides out, right? So Tasha had privilege to speak and she could sit down and she could watch TV if she wanted to. But she said, I'm PO'd. And my mother said, why? She said, because Jamie is in that room praying for him and praying that he comes back. I was 10. I was on my knees praying. And when I heard that, I said, does this mean that I need to twist and counterfeit and counter cover and cover up and undercover and undertake my prayers? I said, okay, I can't pray out loud like that anymore.